actually, this is the question that I love to answer in many shows.
So we're here at the Meltio booth, and how about you talk us through all the stuff that you're showing and anything new that you've got?
Of course. So first we're standing next to the Meltio M450. This is a product we've had in the market the longest, and it's a 2.5 or 3-axis metal 3D printer in a relatively small form factor with a 1.2 kilowatt laser power. Then also we show the Meltio engine in the robotic and CNC integration solution.
So what we've done is we've been able to take our print heads that have been on our biggest production systems and scale them down to our InEvent Pro 3-liter. And then we use the same recoder technique. So we have the same ultrasonic dispensing, our roughing roller and our smoothing roller on this system. And we also have Siemens MindSphere integrated into the Siemens PLC on this machine. So a very advanced entry-level binder jet system for metals, ceramics, and composites.
Perfect. And what sectors in particular are you targeting with this machine?
So one of our first inaugural customers is Siemens, and they are very big in the energy sector. Then we also have a precious metal company that has purchased a InEvent Pro 3-liter. So precious metals, we also are big into stainless steels, and a lot of the materials that are third-party qualified, we have over 5 of those materials then on the InEvent Pro, and we can do we're saying we can do virtually any material that's above a 5 micron powder size. So, very advanced system.
And this station is very smart because it takes the support by water, so it has to be connected to water flow, and it will remove the support completely, even from the thinnest channels. Okay? As long as water can get there, it will be removed. So this is shown at Formnext for the very first time.
We are standing by Markforged's newest printer, FX20. Affectionately, we call it the Beast. It is a large printer, the biggest printer we've ever made. It's also the fastest printer we've ever made and the most precise. So this printer, one of its capabilities is to print on a material called ULTEM. ULTEM is very useful for industries like aerospace, military defense, and transportation. It's a high temperature thermoplastic, so it's really good for those very demanding applications. Because the printer is so big, we had to invent an entirely new way for the print head to move. So we're moving a very heavy mass very fast. You can actually see inside the window there as it's printing. So we've been printing every day here at the show. So this is one of our first units, but it's ready to go. It's making beautiful parts. And we can basically print one of these really large parts in about 8 to 10 hours.
Yes, so actually we have here 5 new models, 3D printers, and then our material station concept. We are so happy to be here because we were working so hard in like 7 years to take all our designs in one line. So we have one new product for B2C segment, for educational segment, and for B2B sector. So we are here just to show them to all over the world.
So the Trumpf 3000 here, it's our newest generation of the Trumpf 3000. So it's the machine is not new, but it's a complete reface, a kind of redesign if you want, and with some new features. But before telling you the features, for me the most important thing is rework the whole gas flow chamber concept inside. And this gives us a big benefit in terms of reproducibility. Homogeneity over the substrate plate, homogeneity over the haze of a build shop, homogeneity from build shop to build shop, and from machine to machine. And this is the base you need for industrialization and mass production at one time. Yeah. And by the way, we did this for all our machines in our 2-point portfolio. So this is the main advantage and newest generation here.
So we're looking here at the full Metal X system for Markforged. And so the Metal X system consists of a FDM printer over here, we call the Metal X, a wash station, and a sintering oven. All of these objects work together. They're all controlled by our cloud software, Eiger, and they let you go from a design to a finished metal part in less than 1 day. So it's pretty exciting what you can actually accomplish by making metal parts. I'm holding here a copper heatsink. So one of the unique capabilities of the Metal X system is the ability to print in difficult materials such as copper. And so we found a lot of really interesting applications, both around things like electronics, so like a heatsink, but also we have a major automotive company located here in Germany that has been making welding shanks on this machine, saving tens of thousands of dollars. They're very custom parts. They're used for spot auto body welding. And really, if you were to create these via machining, it's extremely timely, extremely costly. You know, copper is a very hard material to work with. It's very gummy. And so our ability to print this and get you back a part very fast solves a lot of real manufacturing supply chain problems.
So Meltio's technology is a laser wire DD process. So what we do is we take 6 lasers that are individually fiber coupled into the deposition head, and then we have a central wire feeding line that inserts metal wire into the melt pool, and then we build parts like this. And so like one of our unique selling points is that we also have this with the dual wire feed capability, so you can make parts from new materials at the same time.
Yeah, one of the biggest things we wanted to explain on the new InnoVent Pro was our innovative powder handling system. So we have the ExOne powder grip that is able to control and contain powder in a very precise way into the machine. So we have a very clean and easy to use powder handling system.
Or let's say the feedback is higher than our expectations, so we even have problems to deliver in the time our customers would like to. So it seems that we really touched the right things, because we are listening to our customers. This product is since 5 years in the market, and I think we screwed on the right things, so that now the feedback is even getting more and more, and they're attracted. But
we've gotten a great response to the FX20 here at the show. We've been doing sort of these little unveil moments every day where we'll sort of talk about the machine. People are coming in from outside, they're stopping by. People are very fascinated, I think, by how fast the machine moves. And we are taking pre-orders, and so we've been having a lot of great success here at the show, really making sure that the folks that want to get one of these first are all ready to go.
So can you explain this part here that we're standing in front of and what makes it so special?
Yes, in fact we decided to propose to our customers to save weight, because we are working for aeronautics, and it's a very major attempt to decrease the weight of the part. So we developed this part thanks to the 3D machine printing, and we design it by what we call a topologic design, which means that we have only materials where we need. It gives this kind of shape with an organic shape, and then we produce it in magnesium in order also to reduce the weight, because our main target was this one.
these are so-called satellite antenna, and you need these structures, very fine structures, and due to our small beam diameter, high qualities in our Trumpf 2000, for example, made out of aluminum, you can build this in a lightweight structure, and due to the monolithic design, so no assembling of different parts, the throughput of the electromagnetic waves inside is higher, so this communication is now on a higher level. It's lighter, you save for every rocket start a lot of energy, and this is really a big driving sector right now.
So the parts we have in front of us sort of reflect Meltio's portfolio. On the left-hand side here you have a very large manifold. A large part is thin-walled, and this is an ideal application for the Meltio robotic integration, where you take Meltio's DED technology and you integrate into a robotic arm. Same thing with the spiral here. Then on the other hand we have sort of like a prime application for the Meltio M450, which is a small and compact part that is very dense and that requires machining. So here we print a near-net shape that will then go and become the final part after machining.
I'm holding a simple filter, okay? I have hard time even to see the holes in the filter. But that's why my colleague brought a microscope. So when we put the part in the microscope, you will be able to see on the screen here what it looks like from up close. And what you see here, and we use it as a slogan almost, it's all about the details. You can create details that are extremely fine, a couple of hundred of microns. So it's like one fifth of a millimeter, and you can see it. But it's not just the ability to produce high definition parts. It's also about the repeatability and the predictability. So when you use very thin layers, like nanoparticle jetting allows us, and we use extremely small particles, okay? You can get results that has never been seen before.
So this is a showcase, yeah? It's not a real part it's used for something. No, it's a showcase from our partner Trumpf. Trumpf is really using a lot of additive manufacturing technologies, not only laser powder bed based, for example TruePrints from our, they're using laser metal deposition as well, powder blown. And here in this showcase, they show different parts, different materials, pure copper, done with a green laser wavelengths out of one of our machines, 2000. Laser metal deposition over here. It's a kind of coating repair generation system, but even for additive. And so this showcase for a lot of different materials shows the capabilities of AM, different materials.
In terms of the next 5 years, how does that look for ExOne and but also the 3D printing sector in general, do you think?
Oh, I think we're just getting started. I think this is a 5-year plan that's definitely going to happen, and we're seeing a lot of acceleration happening now with new machines, new materials. So I think there's more and more applications that are becoming, and we're up for the challenge.
Well, actually, this is the question that I love to answer in many shows. I believe in 5 years, sir, almost in every house, in every office, there will be one 3D printer. Or let's say, who are using smartphones today? This family or this office will for sure have one 3D printer. It can be B2C simple model, it can be Chinese, Turkish or American, but every person or every unit will have one 3D. Plus new companies are pushing it. For sure they are sharing their information a lot, like we see Tesla. Tesla is sharing everything. So this sharing community will support this idea more and more. In 5 years, I think we will see these printers in all over the world.
Let's see, I think there are probably a couple of things. One is more interconnectivity between all the different aspects of your manufacturing system. So we've architected the digital forge to be able to provide data and information to any of the other IT systems that you might be using across your digital workflow. And so I think in the future, 10 years from now, more and more of our operations will be automated. The data that flows through the system will help it run, and multiple systems will be interconnected. So our ability to take data from our machine, for example, we were talking before about our X7 that has a laser on it for a system we call Blacksmith. Feeding the data from that machine into the rest of your digital workflow all of a sudden makes your entire operation smarter. And so as people's manufacturing systems become smarter, they're going to become better optimized, better able to solve problems, and really allow manufacturers to meet customer demand much faster. And I think that's the world we live in, right? If you think about what's been going on over the last year and a half, we've had spikes in consumer demand, we've had supply chain challenges. Really the ability to create parts on demand at the point of need is going to help solve these problems long term.